Honorable Chair of this session and all attendees, it's an honor to speak to you today. I'm Amarisni, a young researcher from Institute for Globally Distributed Open Research and Education, and a landscape architect. Thank you for this opportunity. I will present the case-based study regarding a significant initiation of West Java government in creating a 20-year master plan for ecosystem restoration, case study West Java Creative Forest. My partner, Echa Fadila, and I had worked as landscape architects, were appointed to facilitate the team of West Java Forestry Service in West Java Creative Forest Master Planning Project 2020. We were supervised by Mr. Epi Kustiawan as Head of Forestry Service, Mr. Aris Dwi Subiantoro as former Head of Planning and Reporting Division of West Java Forestry Service, and Mr. Wahyu Nugroho as Executive Coordinator of West Java Strategic Project Management Unit, in short UMPS Jabar. Here is the outline of what we are gonna talk about today. We will discover the process of the master plan project in 2020 to the key lesson that we all can learn from each other in this session. There is a local proverb that becomes our spirit to do this project. Don't let the forest only become a fairy tale for our children and grandchildren. At the end of 2019, there is an abandoned land that has just been taken over and handled by West Java Forestry Service. Then the master plan of West Java Creative Forest project has been done from June 2020 to November 2020 for restoring the land. Then the officer asked us as individual experts to facilitate them as landscape architects in designing and creating a collaboration of working the master plan for the area. By this time, this project has been approved by the head of West Java Forestry Service and was presented to the Governor of West Java Province, Mr. Ridwan Kamil, for further feedback and acceleration of this implementation. The site is usually called Cikanyere Block or Cikanyere Forest as an asset that is maintained and protected by West Java Provincial Government. The site location is in Pakuwon Village, Cianjur Regency, West Java, Indonesia. This area is around 144.67 hectares in total. This location is very strategic since it relatively closest to the capital city of Indonesia and big cities around them. Approximately 2 until 3 hours to get to that place. It is also surrounded by tourism destination. But how is the current condition? The Cikanyere Forest is one of the destructed lands located in the southern area of Greater Jakarta. After the 1995 land excavation for settlements, where fortunately had been cancelled because of the economic crisis, the land has been neglected for over 25 years, which led to environmental degradation such as water scarcity and soil erosion around the area. Cikanyere Forest still does not have any specific function as well as an integrated management. Apart from being an unproductive abandoned land, the current Cikanyere Forest also unable to provide ecosystem services as the lowland tropical rainforest. This condition also emerged the domino effects of social and economic instability within the region. Thus, the Forestry Service of West Java Province, which is appointed to take over the land, has initiated ecosystem restoration within the area. The result of the spatial inventory have obtained various data regarding the location of the Cikanyere block in the sub-watershed, orthophoto map, potential view, flow stream, land cover, slope, topography, and vegetation density. However, through those data, we can see that this abandoned land has also various potentials that can be developed, ranging from natural resource, environmental services, to socio-economic potential. All these data were analyzed by GIS for noticing potential landslide and ecotourism suitability by weighting and scoring of the spatial data. Based on the site inventory and analysis of various data that have been carried out, the development of Cikanyere Forest requires a planning concept that focuses on restoring the forest ecosystem while also taking a part in improving quality of life in the communities around it. For this reason, the development concept for this project is ecocentrism. It is a view of ecosystem and the biological and physical elements that make them up altogether, including the ecological processes that link them spatially and temporally. This concept is interpreted into three principles based on the needs to environmental quality improvement and society welfare. The three principles which we carry out in the whole process of the projects are restorative landscape, local wisdom, and multifunctional forest principle. By these principles, we call the project as West Java Creative Forest, which we bring the landscape restoration process by rehabilitation and reforestation through ecotourism approach. The vision of West Java Creative Forest is the realization of West Java Creative Forest as a miniature of Lowong Pajajaran, Sundanese traditional ecological knowledge forest form, which applies international standard forest management and has high values for community welfare in 2040. These three principles are implemented into several strategies, started from zoning strategies that is divided into 3 zones based on their function. Limited use zone is the area that aim to be placed for agroforestry activities. Protection zone is aimed to be a protection area which planted with variety of native and endemic vegetation. It can directly contribute to the improvement of land quality, water absorption, and soil protection from landslide. An ecotourism zone is a forest rehabilitation area that provides a variety of activities and facilities for ecotourism. The attractiveness for ecotourism can also be developed by involving the process of forest rehabilitation simultaneously in visitor activities, so they can involve in restore degraded land and appreciate the ecosystem restoration process. For planting strategies, we assess the site characteristic, then we define the purpose of each area based on zoning strategies to plant various native trees and shrubs in order to provide the diversity of habitats. For establishing water availability, pond will be constructed in the area that is already excellent. To encourage the spirit of ecosystem restoration in the Cikanyere Forest, the design concept that we propose is seedling to represent the spirit of progressive regeneration and new hope for ecosystem restoration. This main design concept will be shown as a symbol in a variety of design elements and infrastructure. This is the master plan of West Java Creative Forest in the Cikanyere Forest. As you can see, in the southern area is the facilities and activities for ecotourism zone, and in the northern area are the facilities to support the relevant activities with the function of limited use zone and protection zone. This map can be used for further recreational activities that is also focused on meeting tourism needs to support forest rehabilitation by local and non-local communities with a variety of ecotourism activities and supported by the facilities. We approach the program that can be specified based on the users. There are 3 kinds of users who have different interesting programs to be offered in the future user journey. This is the example of applying concept design into infrastructure. The seedling observation tower, this can attract people to discover the journey of forest restoration time to time and enjoy the landscape beauty around it. This is the Forest Sky Trail, the path to observe ecosystem restoration. Because of the access limitation to the protection zone, users can still observe the forest through the Sky Trail. This is the facilities to support ecotourism activities such as from left, main entrance gate, outdoor gallery, flower garden, access to view deck, auditorium, and welcome area. The development phase of this forest restoration has been set up for 20 years with 5 years facilities establishment. The prospective goals are reaching forest ecosystem stability in 20 years by 90% forest cover, increasing water availability so no more water scarcity in the communities, and contributing to the regional income through ecotourism activities. The project has been done through the phases of initiation, survey, study the biophysics, social and cultural study in the area, SWOT study among the key stakeholders to find the most effective way to develop this West Java Creative Forest. We also did design process, budget, and timeline planning. This master plan has been approved by the Head of Forestry Service, West Java Provincial Government on December 2020. The West Java Creative Forest, as restoration of degraded forests, need to be placed into one of government top priority and strategic program. In the response to solve the current issue which exists inside and the surrounding, this master plan is expected to accommodate the solution through combining restoration effort and ecotourism activities. The master plan is in the review process by the governor and related authorities to further development and implementation. The lessons that can learn are participative process through gathering the key stakeholders is essential to develop sense of belonging to the project, enhance the idea in synthesizing the vision, creating collaborative action plan, and implementing the master plan. Accommodate various perspectives is necessary to gain different view and needs among stakeholders and key persons in solving the problems of these projects. Also, this created their willing to do to implement the project. Profession of landscape architects, which still has not been familiar by people in Indonesia, are also highly important to contribute to support landscape restoration so that we could also handle climate crisis in the region as well as build communities welfare without losing main goals to nature. The impacts of forest restoration like West Java Creative Forest will not only solve the environmental problems but also positively impactful to provide ecological education, socio-cultural experiences, and circular economy to local communities and broader society. This is the process documentation. We did